Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl, and today I'm here to bring you my June wrap-up. Now, I apologize in advance if I sound weird, if I cough, if just mucus just flows freely from my nose. That is disgusting. But I apologize in advance because I am currently sick with both bronchitis and a sinus infection. I'm on like 4 different medicines right now, so I feel fine, except for I got a lot of gunk happening up here, and it's affecting my voice and the way I talk. So yes. Anyway, like I said, I read 7 months in the books of June. Anyway, like I said, I read 7 books in the month of June. I have reviews for all of these but one, and I will get to that one in a moment. You'll understand why I'm not reviewing it. But anyway, the links for those will all be down below if you're interested in more of my thoughts, because this will be much more brief than those reviews. All of those are spoiler-free, as are most reviews on my channel. So without further ado, let's just get into these. These, I think, are just in the order I read them. So yeah, let's just get to it. So book number 1 I read in the month of June was The Demonologist. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. This is by Gerard Brittle, and it is the real-life account of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And if you don't know, Ed and Lorraine Warren are prominent demonologist, ghost hunter type people. They are involved with the Amityville case. They have also the story of Annabelle, the doll, from the creepy Conjuring franchise. All of that stems from them. They were involved in those cases in real life, and so this is Gerard Brittle interviewing them and just being like, hey, tell me about ghosts and demons and spooky things. Overall, I found this book to be frustrating at times and a little unbelievable beyond the fact that it's talking about supernatural. I thought that it wasn't really well put together, but it still was enjoyable enough, and if you're interested in these kind of topics, I would recommend it because, hey, maybe you'll enjoy it more than I did. Book number 2 I read it in the month of June was Life of Pi by, I don't even remember who. Yann Martel. I believe that's it. I'm going to superimpose images for all of these books, even though I hate doing that in editing. Sorry, future Cheryl. I'm just too lazy to grab them right now. But anyway, I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I feel like I was one of the last people in the world to have read this book, but I finally got to it. I finally read it, and it was disappointing. It dragged on and on and on at times. The ending really frustrated me, but I am glad I read it. I can see why it is so beloved. Excuse you. I just don't think it necessarily was for me. So the next book I read in the month of June was Rise of the Huntress by Joseph Delaney. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is from his Last Apprentice series. This is, I believe, the 7th book in the series, so obviously I cannot really give you any plot about it. But overall, it was fantastic. I absolutely adore this series. If you have not heard me rant and rave in positive light about this series, then you are probably new here. Welcome. But overall, I adore this series. This book was absolutely no exception, and I cannot wait to pick up the 8th one in the series. So then I picked up The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. This is one of those series, and I mentioned this in my review, where I feel like everyone loves Rick Riordan but never talks about this series. It is like a lot of his other series in which kids come into powers they didn't know about, except for this one deals with Egyptian mythology as opposed to Greek and Roman, like his most prominent series, the Percy Jackson one, does. I did adore this book. I thought it was really whimsical and fun and easy to read like most of his books are. However, I felt like if I didn't love ancient Egypt to the degree I did, I might not have enjoyed it as much as, say, some of his other books that I have. I just felt it was a little juvenile at times, and I get it is a middle grade book, so that's more on me than the book. Can you stop playing with my tripod, please? I did enjoy this. I do intend to continue the series, and I'm curious to see what happens from there, because this first one was a reread for me, but I have not read the other 2 in the trilogy, so I'm very curious to see what happens. So the next book I read in the month of June was The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. I gave this one a 2.5 out of 5 stars. I was so disappointed with this book, you guys. I had heard Patrick Ness as an author hyped on this series, on BookTube as a whole. I've heard really mixed things about this book. So I know some people love it. I know some people are really disappointed in it. I fell into the disappointed category. This is the first Patrick Ness book I've read, and I really think that's my mistake because I feel like I should have probably started with some of his more beloved books. But yeah, this book just, I felt like it has so much potential, and it just fell flat. And now for something completely different. The next book I read in June was The Bee Friendly Garden, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. I don't remember the author, but basically this is all about making your gardens more bee friendly. So this past year is the first time me and my fiance have lived by ourselves without roommates, and we currently live in a place where we are able to have gardens. We predominantly container garden. All of our containers are on our back porch with all of our tomatoes and stuff in it. We have some zucchini growing in the front yard. I'm always looking for ways to, help out our little bee friends because they're dying at an extremely alarming rate. And so I was looking for more plants, an easy way to incorporate more bee-friendly things into my garden, and this book really provided, and the pictures of other gardens were absolutely beautiful. And what I really appreciated about this book was the fact that it was written in a way that wasn't like bogged down with facts or information, or like it was talking down to you, because sometimes informative books can be really kind of pretentious and like acting like the reader is stupid. That wasn't the case with this one. So overall, if you're looking for ways to increase your garden's like potentials and bring the bees in, I would recommend this one. So I did say that I only had one book that I didn't do a separate review video for, but that's not true. I didn't do one for this next one either. But anyway, the last book I read in the month of June was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. There's not really much I can say about this book. Gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It's a reread for me. I adore the Harry Potter series. I think this was my first time rereading Goblet of Fire though. I'd started the series a couple times, but only ever got up to Prisoner of Azkaban before I dropped it. So I'm pretty excited. I'm actually almost all the way done with Order of the Phoenix right now. And that for sure is a first time reread for me, and there's just something so wonderful being back in these books. Even though I'm at the point in the series where shit's getting real, things are going down, bad things are happening, it's still so good. And such a warm and nostalgic series for me, and ow, can you stop hurting me? So obviously I'm not going to give a review for this book because I don't feel the need to review these books. They're just fantastic. If you haven't read them yet, I would highly recommend them. Even if you're intimidated by the fact that you didn't read them when you were younger, I know that intimidates a lot of people. I didn't read them for the first time until I got into late high school, and I'm rereading them now as a 20-something-year-old. Would recommend them. Just utterly fantastic. So those are all the books I read in the month of June. I had a pretty good reading month, not nearly as good as last month, of course, where I read, I think, 12 books. However, I'm pretty pleased with these, especially because Goblet of Fire was like a 600-700 page book, and it took me a little bit to read because I started getting sick in the middle of reading it, and then I started watching TV and stuff instead. But yeah, overall, I had a pretty good reading month. I'm looking forward to what July brings. July is going to be a very busy month for me. I have something to do every single weekend of July because it's also my birthday month. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!